What up? We're live. It's your boys, Austin. Up this way is Gus. Up this way is Pat. The boys are on top, ladies and gentlemen. Us and us alone. Well, alone-ish. We're ahead. Oh, my phone. I forgot to turn my sounds off. The Union with their win last night, which was a pretty dominant 4-1 win. And the 2-1 loss to LAFC over Houston Dynamo put the Union into a tie with LAFC for first place, but due to goal differential being the predominant tiebreaker in MLS, we sit up top. Of which I thought we were at 36, bro. With that win, we hit a goal differential of 40.
Here's what we're looking at. This past 3 games, we've broken so many records.
So many.
I can't even keep them count. We have the most goals scored in the span of 3 games in MLS history, not Philadelphia Union history, MLS history. Daniel Gastak just became with his 17th, I believe, right?
Yes.
17th goal just broke the Philadelphia Union record for most goals scored in the season. Like we're just the goal is about this wide right now in terms of space, and it's ridiculous.
I think it's I believe it's the first time in club history that we've had 3 10-plus goal scorers.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because Ua just hit
his 10th, and we got Nate Harriel's first career MLS goal. Man,
love it.
Bro, just like that says right below me, man. Don't walk up in this place and expect anything anymore, man.
And you know what? It's this team. It's this team that playing at home that it's just unbelievable. All of it.
Yes,
it's the atmosphere. Is everybody? It's everybody coming in and cheering for the Union. It's just it's starting to get some traction, which is awesome. Hey, what's up, Dave? How you doing?
Yeah, like this weasel, like that weasel down there, like my weasel friend Dave Arnold. I love him to death, but you catch him every Saturday mornings at 9:00 on Pass and Ave. Listen, and you catch him with me on the Steel Steps podcast. But listen, Dave's catching the love, catching the vibe of this Union team. And if I might add, and we all know it's college game day, and we get all that. But I might add, I had to take this line from the Rudy movie, as the coach said in it: "No one comes in our house and pushes us around." And nobody does. No one comes into Chester and pushes us around. This game means everything to this team, means everything to this hot fan base. The Sons of Ben has been checking in. They know what it's about. Like I said, nobody's coming in here and not feeling comfortable. Everyone feels uncomfortable playing against the Union.
Which is good. That's what you're supposed to do with home field, man. And nobody wants to come here to play. Not against this Philadelphia crowd. Not against the crowd that's getting some traction right now, because there's more people at the game every week. Every week there's more people at the game, and it's just unbelievable.
Right, and because you're there every weekend, you're seeing you've seen the crowd. You're with my man Fatty. I saw the pictures. I see. So you guys were chilling, chilling it out, hanging out. I saw the game. Like I said, the place is getting more packed again. I pretty much at this point have substitute Union to be my 4th team. Yes, I'm a diehard Flyers fan. We all get that. But since the way their management's running it right into the ground, I've now
just makes me sad at this point.
Yeah. So listen, everyone hop on board with this.
The love I got for the Birds and the Sixers, man, right now.
Right. This is up there.
Union are one, baby.
They're a powerhouse, okay? So and let me explain why. Because they played against a Colorado team Saturday, and Colorado, like I told you last week, Austin, they were going to shoot themselves in the foot, which they did. They were drawing penalties at the wrong time on the wrong side of the field, because they were pushing and making all these stupid penalties in their own zone, which you don't want to do this against this high-powered offensive from this Union team. You got guys like Gazdak, who were really 9 minutes into the game, came down and 4-flushed them. You had, they're getting their penalty kicks in. I mean, they really took advantage of this, team that, like I said, 3rd highest in the MLS, and you only hurt yourself by doing that. So again, I can see where everyone down at First Energy Stadium's having a wet T-shirt contest. Pants are coming down. I'm missing the party apparently. Gus, was any of that going on?
There was some, not as much as I would have, as I expected. But
yes,
there was some.
Yes. I'll tell you what. If they win, the MLS Cup, I guarantee you, I'm gonna be at Frankfurt Common, hanging off a pole, with my pants down, tailways around. I'm ready to go, baby.
Pat, we're trying to celebrate, man. We're trying to see that. Come on.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we're not trying to be disappointed during a celebration.
You might see a little. Listen, before we get right to the game, let me I want to address something that got me kind of pissed today, and it's gonna be this man, or whoever the hell he is, Alexi Lawless, talking some smack on the Philadelphia Union on Twitter. I don't know. Did you see that, Austin?
I had saw what you had shared. I'm actually going to bring it up right now. This guy
has some words.
He said, and I quote, "While I respect the identity they've cultivated, it doesn't make me care. Also, the stadium location remains a bummer."
Wow.
Well, Mr. Lawless, or whatever the hell your name is, you can go right back to where you came from. I don't even know who that is, because I don't even know who the hell you are. So it don't even matter. His biggest contribution to soccer was his beard back in 1994. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like I said,
and he's also saying the Dupe song is bad. Like, this guy.
Oh, come on.
He just wants all the smoke, man. Like, come on, Alexi.
Listen, you know I'm from abroad, right? I can guarantee you that I will go to anybody that watches soccer and that's watched soccer their whole life and is a fan of the game. They have no idea who the hell Alexi Lawless is.
Exactly.
No,
guarantee you.
Like, again, the respect that I have for Alexi Lawless, just because of what he's done for U.S. soccer as a whole, like as part of the men's national team, like developing early on in its early stages, like a lot of it's gone now, bro. Like, you don't look just like every other team out there. You don't come here and start mess. All right.
No.
You come, you can sit at your home or whatever. Like, I don't care. I just realized I have a bruise on my forearm. That's kind of strange. Anyway, you don't even if you're just sitting at home, if you try and get any smoke from Philly, bro, don't even.
No.
Like, you don't want none of this.
Like, look, what your contribution to the sport of soccer in the States is well noted and, in my opinion, very heavily respected. You've said things in the past that I've 100% agreed with, like the whole entitled tattooed man children thing about the USMNT when they were failing to qualify. Like, I was 100% on board for that. I was on board for that because, like, they were playing heartlessly, and he really just he essentially voiced how I felt. So I was on board for that. But like this Alexi,
he's a less known Skip Bayless is what he is.
Wow. So the way I'm viewing this cat, he wants to get in line with everybody else who we haven't heard shots fired before from other people. Like you said, the Skip Baylesses of the world, and and all these other cats who took
Skip don't talk soccer because he don't know it. Skip
Skip doesn't even know the Cowboys.
More followers on Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, Skip doesn't even know his own Cowboys.
And Skip is at least mildly entertaining.
Yeah, he's about as entertaining as a dead moth. But yeah, like I said, this guy coming out here, run his mouth. Okay, like I said, how many times have we seen this? Someone taking, hey, look, and that's more power to the Union because the Union are obviously playing very well for this guy to come here and is trying to poke the bear, as most people like to say. Again, we've all had our dogs, our legs hung by dogs, and he's just one of these guys. He just wants to sit there and take the shot. Don't worry about what I just say, guys.
I never do, Pat. I never do.
But he's one of those guys. I mean, he's just one of the guys who wants to get on the leg and start going to town.
Because the answer is just not what you want to hear.
Never is.
No, he wants to be one of those guys that gets on your leg and starts going to town. And just get in line, dude. Like, I've seen all your kinds before.
More than that, though, like he's just one of those talking heads that is just trying to. I feel like this is more disrespectful than I want it to really sound. He's one of those talking heads that wants to stay mildly relevant right now, and the way he's going to do that is hot takes. Because when you don't have anything else to talk about, because the team in the city that you're living in is struggling. Spoilers, he lives in LA.
But like,
you're gonna find something else to talk about to draw some sort of attention. And with his team losing and us jumping them in the overall standings for the league, like you're gonna say something. Like, sorry, dude, Chiellini and Bale.
So, but
this is just another example of broadcaster not liking Philly. That's all this is.
My man Ian here is a big time Union fan.
That's so Ian.
You know, so Ian, thank you for joining the show, my man.
Philadelphia.
But again, this is another cat who wants to take a shot.
Start singing the song if you want.
That's the rest of the hours. We just played.
Listen. Alexi Lawless is just another broadcaster in the long list that doesn't like Philadelphia for some ungodly reason. And you know what? I don't care.
Yeah, no one likes us. We don't care.
No one likes us.
No one likes us. We don't care.
You know, I mean, like again, like you alluded to earlier, Austin. He lives in LA. He has nothing going on. He can't trash his own team. What team out there? And again, in the sports world, what city to trigger at? You have to trigger at a Philadelphia team. We've seen it time and time again.
It's just another one.
Well, a Paul Pierce of the world. Okay.
See my Facebook posts with my last article. DJ Khaled voice, another one.
Another one.
But I mean,
like I said though, man, like I still have a modicum of respect for Alexi Lawless because of what he did for soccer in the country. But dude, this is not the time nor the place. This team just over the last 4 years has seen such a resurgence and a full turnaround of its philosophy, and now we're really actually getting to see the fruit bear itself.
Right.
And I'm not talking about you. All right.
Oh, all right.
We're finally seeing the fruits of the labor that was being put together by Coach Curtin, Ernst Tanner, and this entire front office and this whole organization. And for what he said, like, dude, no, just don't even put yourself in this position to start getting flamed by the entirety of Philly soccer Twitter, bro. Like, you're putting yourself in the line of a ton of fire. But and it's just not a good look for you, man.
Especially when they're right now sitting at number 1 in the league.
But again, like I said, first of all, I don't like I said, Jim Curran and the rest of the team are not going to pay attention to this nitwit. Number 2, like I said, we saw the Mike Melburys, we saw the Paul Pierces, and he's just going to be like one of these guys who are former players and they have nothing better to do. So here, let me target, Philadelphia and their passionate fan base. And then, like I said, we've seen these dogs come through before humping the leg. It doesn't bother me no more. And join in. Like I said, if you're going to hate, then, listen, come to the parade because we'll know you're going to hate on the parade. So look,
Pat, better yet, don't come to the parade. You ain't invited, dog.
Whoa.
As far as I'm concerned,
if that parade hits, no, stay home. Stay home. Watch that shit on TV, bro. Because the second you come here, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, what was all that shit you were talking back at the end of August, dog?"
No, you can go somewhere with
at least I will.
No, like I said, don't like I said him. Like I said, I've seen the millions of his kind. Look, guys, finally, again, someone taking a shot at the Union. Now the Union's definitely in that boat. When someone's got to take a shot at your team, we're
doing something right.
We're doing something right. You know what I mean? Haters are gonna hate, and you know what I mean. So anyway, but I want to get back to the 2 games at hand here. First of all, like I said, we talked about the Colorado, hurt themselves. What did you guys see from last night's game with Atlanta coming into town, and it's pretty much a demise, if you will?
Well, listen, I gotta tell you, Colorado didn't hurt themselves. Honestly, we just beat the brakes out of them. That's exactly what happened. They didn't know what to do. They were all over the place. They got in foul trouble early, meaning they got a couple yellows, and then 1 red. So they shot themselves in their foot, like to a certain extent, but that was all because of the Philadelphia play. And and you could see it that we just wouldn't stop. We just kept going and going and going. I mean, guys that got 3 goals that match.
Yeah, and we had back-to-back MLS Players of the Week because of those performances. We had Carranza the previous week, Gazdag this past week. Lord knows who it could end up being this week, man. Like, look, not to mention, we're starting to overflow the team of the week most of the time now.
Yeah, look,
minimum 2 players every week now.
Look, because I'm pretty much sharing this out to Twitter this whole episode. So for my
tag
Twitter,
Alexi at Alexi Lawless.
First of all,
tag that Alexi. Man. Tag that
Get
man.
On board.
Tag that man. Let Alexi pop up in the comments. We can chat, bro. I'm cool with having a legitimate discussion about this team, man. Like I understand it was a Wednesday night game. You know, the stadium may not be the best possible location, but right there on the river by a bridge is the perfect scenery for soccer. First of all, in my it could just be my opinion, but like anyone outside of this fan base and this region don't care what somebody outside of that is trying to put inside of it. Like we don't care what he's saying. Like, we know where we stand right now in this table and in this league comparatively to the rest of them. And right now, everyone's below us. So you can't reach a hand down to lift someone up when they ain't beneath you.
Alexi, if you're listening, I want to take you to a soccer game in Peru. I want to see if you like Chester after that.
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm with you guys. First of all, I gotta agree with Austin. It is a beautiful scenery. If you could get the bridge and the river in the background, beautiful.
He didn't know what he's talking about.
No, like I said, he's your talking like a buffoon, taking his jabs at Philadelphia. I've seen it. But like I said though, for this team,
that's right, Ian. You're absolutely right. We're doing something right.
Exactly, and right. Again, get on board, take your jabs, whatever. Because what's happening in Chester, they're blowing the doors off the teams. Again, you've seen a 6-0 win over Colorado. Then Atlanta comes in.
You know what? That Colorado game, I was there. Right? I damn near lost my voice. I was screaming so much because the goals just kept coming and coming and coming.
It really did. It just kept.
But
it just would not stop.
It was such a statement game. And even though Colorado's not that good of a team, that we just beat the brakes off of them. Like it wasn't close. It was really close.
And like I said, they were causing dumb penalties. Like you're causing dumb penalties against a team that's going to hurt you. And if you're happy with being physical, that's fine and dandy. But when you look up at the scoreboard and you see you got a big fat donut and we're just torturing you on the scoreboard, that's on you. So, and that's what the Union did, and I'm happy for this team.
You know what? Call me crazy because typically we don't look for penalties like that. I think this is Curtin just taking film on Colorado because they're always on foul trouble, and he probably told them get in the box, do a couple moves, they will foul you, and I think that's what happened.
Yeah. And to Ian's point here goes plus the strength of the schedule favors us over LAFC.
100%.
LA, we talked about it last week. LA has a handful of matches left that are very decent competition out there in the West. Mm-hmm. Like that match against Austin. First of all, I want to give mad props to Austin FC. This is a team that at this point in the season, their expected goal differential was almost a -6. They're a +21 right now, which is like a 27 goal swing, which is that's phenomenal.
Yeah,
there's a lot of stiff competition out there. Like Nashville's getting back into their winning ways, and they're a very tough team to play. Hani Mukhtar again is going to be an MVP, like heavy consideration for MVP. 30 total points, 19 goals, 11 assists. Like the guy, like Nashville's not a pushover team, and like everyone above them is even more impressive. And Nashville, if they would have had a decent streak like mid-season, they would be right up there with those three teams. Like it would have been a bigger dogfight than it is right now.
Exactly.
They took heat a little. They just took them a little while to get there. And
it took them a bit to get going, but at least Mukhtar was getting his stat sheet filled up to be like, you guys should have given me the golden boot last year.
So like I said, they demolished this team. Then Atlanta comes up. They made it 1-1 last night. Like I said, Carranza, who's playing lights out right now, taking care of business. He's getting hot at the right time.
All three of the guys are up in the front.
Yeah, so I mean, him, Kazak, like those guys are playing very well. Like I said earlier in the show, I got to take the line again, from Rudy, the head coach, when he said, no one comes in our house and pushes us around. And that's what this team is doing. Like, they're not letting nobody come through this front gate and push us around, and they're taking care of business. Granted, like you said, these are some of the weaker teams in the East. However, we've shown in the past.
This is what we're supposed to do to the weaker teams in the East. This is it.
And that's what I'm saying. Like we had multiple struggles. Me, all the three of us, we had major concerns with this team. Even Jim Kerr is coming out in the early first half of the season, called out the team publicly, and now they've responded. And now, like I said, what is exactly in their way? The only team that I saw them play them tough, and maybe it comes down to a championship kind of a game, is Dallas FC. That's about it. So here goes Ian. Goes
Minnesota, Dallas, Houston, Portland, and Nashville are. I believe that's all they have left. Is that LA has for the rest of the season.
I believe so. Which again, they're not all just givens.
Yeah, none of those teams are slouches for sure. Yeah, they have Salt Lake on the 4th, and then Dallas, Minnesota, Houston, Portland, Nashville. Like Jesus, dude! Like you could.
Nice.
And Atlanta one more time too. We get Atlanta again
in
Atlanta, so we could possibly just walk down there, dominate them again.
We're sitting at a very nice spot for the supporter shield. Nice spot.
Which, ironically enough, what did I say last week, Pat?
Yeah, you called it.
There was a very strong possibility that LA could end up
losing
their two matches and Philly could jump them. And then from there, it's with the level of competition, that gap could widen. And this is exactly the situation that I wanted to see for this team, because this is a team that should have been top all over from the beginning of the season. They should have been number one across the entire league overall from the gate. And they should have just never looked back. But having to be brought back down to earth a bit, I felt really like hardened this team. You know what I mean? So like now we're at that point, like tail end of the season. Like I said, even if it wasn't just for like the top of the conference, that there was going to be a dogfight for overall top, and that gap just from like a month and a half ago just slowly became less and less.
We had a 5-week stretch of all ties. We should be way ahead.
Yeah, we should be like at best 5th or 6th in our conference total.
Right.
But this is a team that literally was just like, no, we're not having that. We're not going to fold right now. And they just came out and just started literally just blowing the doors off of every single team that we've faced in most of our wins. Like just overall performance, it doesn't even have to be scoreboard.
No, this isn't the time to take your foot off the gas, though. Let me just say that. This is the time to just keep going. The Philadelphia Union, and again, I'm speaking as a soccer fan more than a Union fan right now. The Philadelphia Union have all the tools to get there, but they also don't have enough to not play well and still get to a certain goal. We have got to play our game. This is not a team that they can afford a couple bad games, because then the momentum starts going down, the goal starts getting smaller, and once that happens, you can ask anybody that plays this game. Once that happens, it's hard to get out of it. And we have talent, but we don't have that kind of talent that would just eliminate that in one game. Like we need a couple. We need to get going, and this is why Curtin is so important to us right now, because he's the one that's keeping us in line.
And if, like I said, we go back to a couple of weeks ago, we looked at, like I said, we're nitpicking about the team, about some of the adjustments that Jim Curtin was trying, and some of the movements he was making, and then we were nitpicking the draws and some of the things. But overall, though, when the team wants to play lights out soccer, this team can play lights out soccer. Now, granted, again, we're not going to have that many layups of Colorado. Like, and again, and I'm not trying to look down the yellow brick road here, but we got, we're playing a 4th seed, Red Bull team coming off, or as my man Ian would call them, Red Cows. And then we have, Orlando, who kind of chinned us, if you will, that stole one from us. So I'm
going to that game.
Dude, like I said, I'm going to be down there, so I'm going to be rocking some Union gear. As a matter of fact, We're gonna have a brand new Union John, so I want to be down there and
You
piss a
coming
lot of
down to the
people
game,
off.
Pat?
No, I'm gonna be in Orlando.
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, yeah. I mean, so I'm gonna be
You
down
gotta get
there.
your gear ready.
Oh, dude, I love it. I love trash talking. It's part of my gig.
The two clubs knew that Pat was going to be down there, so they're like, "Nah, this game has to be in Philly."
Yeah, yeah. So here goes a question from Ian here. He goes, who has the best chance to win the MLS MVP for the Union?
Oh, that's got to be Gastag.
Yeah,
This got to be
I mean,
Gastag.
I do 100% though agree with Curtin that if you were to consider goalkeepers, like I feel like Blake would potentially be in the conversation.
That's a no brainer, but
yeah, but comparatively,
goalkeepers,
comparatively though, 100% Gazdag.
Yeah, but this is why they have goalkeeper of the year, right?
Exactly.
Which he 100% got some.
Oh yeah, dude. If he doesn't have it now, it's just proof that it's rigged.
Yeah.
So again, dude, he's doing like such a good job coaching this team. Like I said, to me, the best coach in the city. He's doing above and beyond work. I like what I see from the guy.
Depending on how much traction Philadelphia Union get in the city, because the city likes to win, and if we keep showing them winning, depending on how much traction, I don't know, man. Curtin can very much be in some people's Mount Rushmore of coaches in Philadelphia, man.
I mean, I feel like he's going to be heavily considered for coach of the year too.
Yeah,
just because of how you saw this team like sort of stagnate and have all those draws and then just explode back up. Like that's definitely something that a lot of people have to put into consideration.
Yeah. So like I said, to me, like I said, Clark, so like I said, to me, this is a good team. What was your final input about the game yesterday?
Just overall impressive performance. The main thing that I want to talk about is you got to give it up for Nate Harriel, man. Even though the game was already out of reach it was right near the tail end of the game, to be able to just put your first career goal into the back of the net, man, it's got to feel good
with a headbutt. Yep. With a headbutt.
Perfectly placed header.
You know what I mean? So, right, you got to give it to that guy. But like I said, I saw a lot of people getting banged up yesterday in that first part of the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Atlanta can be a tough team, like in terms of like their physicality, but like they don't really have a huge goal scoring presence this year. Like, Martinez is a good player. Don't get me wrong, but when it's just him, he's gonna end up out on an island by himself. My cats are going crazy right now. I apologize for this extra sound.
Even the goal that they scored, it was, first of all, it was a ridiculous save by Blake that they just happened to get a rebound off of. So it's not like they dominated the Union and they had a good play going. No, it was Blake doing a crazy save. They just happened to be lucky enough to get a rebound.
Yeah.
What's his name? What's his name from Atlanta? I forget his name. Gutan? No, what's his name? The guy that scored the goal? I forget his name.
Oh, with the headbutt.
Yeah, he had to dive, like little Superman dive to get the goal.
Yeah, he had to really splay out for that.
And just like that one goal, like you saw the look on Andre Blake's face. He's like, "What in the world?" But like again, like
Goodman.
If one gets by, Blake, he's in a zone that you don't want to be in. He's like an octopus in that between the pipes, if you will. You know what I mean?
Oh, we're going against the octopus next week. September 10th.
Yep.
That's Galesa. It's a Peruvian goalkeeper. That's what they call him. They call him the octopus.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh man. So, but like I said, overall good. Again, another squash game. The Union, mop up, Atlanta, send them back home. Again, 2 weeks from today, or from Saturday, we will be down in Atlanta, heading to go playing against them. Or I think 2 or 3 weeks. No, 2 weeks. Yes, 2 weeks against them. Like I said, they'll be hitting the road, but like I said, they start the road trip coming up very shortly. But before we get talking some, as my man Ian likes to call them, pink cows, let's get in some sponsorship, shall we? So let's start here, guys. If you guys are thinking about hopping on the Birds trip to go see the Birds take down Carson Wentz, so here's your opportunity. Only $325 will get you a bus ticket, low level ticket, bus ticket, food, drinks, entertainment. It's going to be fun. Our own Mike Lauer will be on the trip. Our old buddies, John Barcher and Vinny Quinn, will be on this trip. Big Al. I mean, it's going to be loaded with 97.5 guys. Frying pans. It's
this cat's gonna get thrown out, dude.
Yeah. So look, man, you guys go to PhillySportsTrips.com. Tell them Edge of Philly Sports sent you. Go look it up, and we'll set you up. And plus, another one here, guys, work conversation, medical vehicle accidents, personal injury, criminal law. Man, guys, hit up our man Dave R. Cherry. Call him up today or tomorrow, 610-565-0300. Go hit him up. Good guy, man. And plus, take a look at this bugaboo. Look at this updated lineup from us. Painted Lines, Edge of Philly Sports. We've all combined as one big giant family. You got us. You have the Passing at Fanatics at 9 o'clock on Saturdays. You have the Philly Press Box on Wednesdays at 7 o'clock. You just had Kyle Quinn. You just had him on today at 7 o'clock talking birds. Again, this is a nonstop, becoming a nonstop 24/7 network. So with that being said, let's get it back to the program. Yes. So guys, again, no cats allowed, I think. No. But again, guys, what do you guys take? 2 games at home, very impressively good wins. Now we go on to the road to New York to face a team has in their last few games, and I want to say their second week of August, has collected 1 draw and 2 wins. So playing a little better soccer or the New York Red Bulls. So guys, what are we looking at here? Austin, I'll start with you. What are we looking at?
Well, Red Bull, if I just bring up their information here, like you said, yeah, coming off of a 3-1 win over Inter Miami and a 1-0 win over Montreal. They're 10 points out from us, so it's not really going to be the implication isn't too high. But if you think about it, in their last in the game against Inter Miami, both New York and Miami both got red carded, so they both got down to 10 men. So like they've been a little bit undisciplined. Even looking at this, of course, for some reason the stuff from the Montreal game just didn't load for me. But it shows a lack of discipline. Like you're doing what you need to be able to draw it from the other team and see them end up having to bite the bullet and be down to 10 men. But then you also go down. They both they actually both happened at the same time. Pozuelo and Duncan both got red. So, I mean, where is it? Yeah, like New York Red Bull committed 16 fouls in that match. So like it was a huge lack of discipline on their part. And then they follow it up in Montreal by committing 11. So you've committed 27 fouls in 2 matches. Aside from having very minimal possession numbers, in the Montreal match, they only maintained the possession 32% of the time. We're basically doubled up on passes completely by Montreal. And they had 9 of their 10 shots were on target, and they only scored 1. So this is a team that's just trying anything they can to start getting the ball in the net, and it can lead to a bunch of undisciplined play. And I feel like that's the thing that the Union have been very good at exploiting throughout this season, is finding a team that's undisciplined, finding those particular players that are lacking in that either their position overall, or just like they're the guy that really draws a ton of fouls, and just attacking that. And they've been doing an amazing job of it throughout the season. And I feel like it's going to, we're going to see the same thing again on Saturday. We're going to find out who those undisciplined guys are. We're going to go right after them. We're going to go run right at their throats and just cause all that stuff to happen. I'm going to say it now. There will be a PK for Philadelphia in this match. It seems to be a recurring theme that we get at least one PK every match now. And
they're definitely going to look for it.
Yeah, sure. they're gonna try their damnedest to just exploit everything about this lack of Red Bull discipline over the past couple of matches. And I feel like it's going to be the main factor for Philly getting the advantage, is being able to really get under New York Red Bull's skin, being able to push their back line to the point where, it causes them a lot of issue. They start to falter on the backs. They have to pull other people back there to support them. And it could end up being a very long 90 minutes for New York Red Bull if they cannot get their act together and start to play a bit more clean.
Well, that's exactly what you said. We have to capitalize, and we have to stay disciplined. We have to capitalize on mistakes, which they're going to make because they are playing a little too aggressive for what their skill level is. And that's fine. You can, but you have got to capitalize on their mistakes. Now, we are going to New York. Now, the Red Bulls, no matter what skill set they give us, is still a tough match, and it's going to be. It always is.
Always.
Every time we go against a New York team, it's just a Philadelphia, New York thing, and it's fine. We just have to make sure that we keep discipline, and if they do make mistakes, that we are right there to capitalize, which is what Gazdag has done this whole season. So as long as we keep doing that, we should be fine. However, I'm not concerned, but I also wouldn't be too surprised if it smells a bit like a trap game. A bit.
Well, here
I
goes.
feel like it's kind of tough to be a trap game when the team that you're playing against is number 3 in your conference.
Right. Well, it's number 3 with 10 points back, though. It's not like they're right there fighting with you. Between 1 and 2, the gap is actually kind of large. So, yeah, they're number 3, but that's only because they did better than the other trash that's underneath them.
Right. Well, like I said, they also too. Yes, they're coming off a win over Montreal 1-0. They've that was a home game. They look okay. They beat Atlanta at home 2-1. So and then they went. So they, like I said, they got a little bit of momentum going in again. They're taking care of the lower level teams. Inter Miami and stuff like that. But again. So they're becoming a little bit of a focus. They got this guy John, I want to say Tolkien. Am I saying that right? But he leads the league in interceptions for the MLS. Like I said, I might be butchering like I butcher my own name, so don't please forgive me on that. But like I said, they got some guys probably could play. Are you guys any concerned about anyone on that roster that could be a potential problem for this Union team?
Like I said, I'm not concerned of anyone in particular. I'm more concerned about us.
Right.
I'm not concerned about them beating us. I'm concerned about us beating us. That's what I'm concerned about. And like I said, it hasn't happened often, but it has happened this year. So, but we can't afford that. So that's all I'm concerned about going against the Red Bull. It's more us. I'm not really concerned about one single player in New York. I think we have a good enough team that we can take care of that ourselves on the field.
Right. And then they do. They can handle their own. Like you said too, guys. As long as we could just stay disciplined, just stay like they've been doing, taking care of these bottom feeder teams, they should be okay. They should be fine. Then you go, like you said, you got the whole New York and Philly thing, and you could throw stats and records all out the window because anything goes. It's a dogfight at this point. So you really got to be looking out for that as well. But like I said, I every time we get into these fights with New York teams, for some reason the Union are well prepared and they come out super strong. So that's what I feel like that's going to happen here. I think they're just going to come out super strong, and I think they're just going to bully their team up in their home.
Yeah. The main guy that I'm looking at for them, obviously aside from Carlos Coronel, their goalkeeper, who's been decent so far this year, it's gonna be Lewis Morgan. 13 goals, 4 assists in 27 appearances. The guy's been a really solid player for them, really anchoring that midfield. And partnering him in an attack with guys like Klimala and Luquinhas, I believe is how it's pronounced. I could be terribly wrong.
Luquinhas, that's correct.
And it has the makings for a very solid attack from this Red Bull side. So it's just one of those things you want to be able to contain the runs that they make, try and push a lot of it to the outside because a lot of their outside play is not as solid as their interior. So it's really just going to be, just do what you can to sort of limit a lot of your own mistakes, force them to make a ton, and exploit their lack of discipline. Because I even looked into their 1-1 draw against Cincinnati. So total in their last 3 matches, they've committed 42 fouls.
Right.
So this is a severe lack of discipline for this Red Bull side. So you really want to be able to exploit a ton of that. Let Wagner work off of free kicks.
Maybe they have a kid which actually
Caden Clark.
Caden Clark.
Yes.
Yeah. Is he still hurt? I know he was dealing with a hamstring issue. I didn't know if he was playing or not.
As far as I know, he is. I will look into it though.
Okay. Let me ask you guys a question now. The team is now they officially clinched their playoff spot. Do they start resting guys? Does that come into effect during this game, or you think no, they're just going to keep on balling it and just keep on, and they want to go after?
No, I wouldn't rest. We won the supporter shield.
Right.
Yeah.
So I said,
it's not like we're gonna just cruise into it. I wouldn't rest guys right now. No way.
No. So like I said,
obviously to me, and I know the MLS Cup is the actual cup and they have playoffs, but to me, watching soccer as long as I've watched, the supporter shield is the winner of the league. Like,
yeah,
everywhere else in the world, that's your winner. Whoever wins the most points is the winner of the league. Like, that's just it. The only reason we have playoffs here is because we have to accommodate to where we are. And I understand that playoffs are nice and they're exciting and all, and they bring people in. But we have got to make sure that we get the supporter shield.
Yeah, and to answer your question, Gus, Caden Clark is playing. He actually scored his first goal of the season in the 3-1 win over Miami.
Gotcha.
It was in the 74th.
I knew he was dealing with some kind of issue, but he's 19, so I figured that he wasn't.
Young kid they got on loan from, I believe it was where Aronson played. Yeah, Leipzig.
Yeah. So like I said, it's going to be a fun-filled day up in New York. You like you said, just come well prepared. You know what I mean? You just, like you said, bring your A game. It's going to be the most important thing. Like I said, when I first look at it, I'm like, scratching my head a little bit. But then I look at it, man, I'm not worried about this team at all. Just going by past history with how the Union play, like showing, like, you have to go by what the record says you are. They're still multiple points away from what we are. So, and this is Jim Kern's going to explore that. He's going to show you why we're just on a whole nother level compared to New York. I don't see what the pink cows are going to bring to us. I just don't see it. I mean, okay, they got a guy who's leading the league in interceptions. That's all fun and dandy, but like we got guys leading in every category. Maybe second in high. Gazag is, I think, like second in goals right now.
Yeah, second, because he's behind Hani Mukhtar of Nashville SC.
You know what I mean?
Well, like I said, I'm not worried about them beating us. That's more of us beating us.
Right.
Which is I'm not worried about it, but it could be a concern depending on how we come out.
Right, and that's the thing. How are we going to come out? We're going to come out laying an egg, or are we going to come up, ready? And I think this team is. I imagine what Friday is going to be travel day. So you mean you got plenty of time to go over, plenty of film. I mean, imagine that's what Jim Kurt's going to be doing, going over film.
He's probably doing that right now while I'm going.
Yeah, he probably did it right after the Atlanta match ended. He was like, "All right, let's go."
Well, I mean, I seen a couple of things he made on Instagram. They're pretty good stuff. Having a lot of fun. But like I said, I'm very excited for the team officially going to be getting the nod, go into the MLS playoffs. Now we'll get to see, again, go after that shield and what's in it.
You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure we're the first team to clinch a playoff berth this year.
Yes.
This year, yeah, we are.
So I mean, we already got that locked up. So it's like I said, it's going to be a very exciting time. I'm just like I say, I'm with Gus. I'm more of this team hurting themselves more than where are they going to be, mentally. Are they going to be in the game, or are they going to be checked out? And that's the only thing. Because if this team's checked in, forget it. Because then you got guys, Lions and Tigers and Bears online. You got guys who can score. You got multiple stars here who can score, and it might be in where it could be a little bit too much for a lot of these goaltenders. And a lot of these goaltenders are going to get started. It's going to get beat up. You got guys like we mentioned, Gaza and Carranza, like those guys. Just that combo alone is Burke. Is
I was going to say having Burke come off the bench too and play the way he's been playing.
Right. And you know what? I can't believe that he's playing the way he's playing. I think confidence does something to you when you're on that field, man. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
He's playing off of everybody else.
Yeah, and another thing that he did is he got rid of the mohawk. He got rid of the dude. The day before he scored that the one goal to get himself back on track offensively, he got a haircut. Came in late, got that goal. Next game, came in late, got a goal. Like the dude's back on track, man, and he's a solid piece to have for the second half pushes when you're trying to either extend your lead or just get another goal in the net. Like just literally the three that they keep subbing in: him, Paxton Aronson, Quinn Sullivan. Those three guys in that rotation,
and McGlynn,
and having McGlynn there, so like those four, like just having them as potential just spot fills late in the match, or even having some of them in your starting 11, like they're proving to be extremely beneficial to this team in terms of their pacing. And even if they have to change formation, they're still being able to play the way they want to play, and just taking every team in the league to task now.
Now, let me ask you both guys a question here. What is Jim Kerr's playbook for Saturday? What do you guys have to lock down, or what do you have? What would be your guys' playbook for Saturday?
Exactly what his playbook has been for the last 7 weeks.
I mean, you have to make any kind of adjustments.
No, hell no. Why? If it ain't broke, Pat. If it ain't broke, make sure that you work the middle. Make space. Get the ball in there, and make sure your guys capitalize. Right now, like I said, the goal is the size of the Grand Canyon, and to a soccer player, when the goal is that big, you just have to make sure that you get it in there. That's all.
Yeah.
So I don't think we change anything. I think we're still doing the same. I don't know if the Union play a lot in the middle is because we have that kind of skill. They're looking for mistakes that you make so they can capitalize, so they can get that ball in there and have somebody come from the left or right side and kind of get there. They're not great at actually getting out of a trap themselves. I don't think we have a player that's good at it, except for McGlynn. McGlynn's actually pretty good with his feet.
That run by Burke against in the Colorado match, though, with that hard cutback right in front of a guy to get back into open field and just start that sprint down. Like we have guys that can work effectively against a hard pinch in a trap, and it may only be a few people, but they're the guys that usually, as you're starting to transition, they're the ones that are going to have the ball at their feet.
Mm-hmm. So we gotta stay away from, like, Carranza cannot get the ball with his back towards the goal.
Yeah,
he can't do it.
Right,
he can't do it. He either gives it up or he gets the ball stolen, or just passes it away. So you cannot do that. You have to get him in stride, because that's how he's been. Or you have to make sure that you give him some space so he can get the ball in there from outside.
Yeah, and one of the things that was
he cannot be in the back of his goal.
And one of the things that was really opening up a lot of opportunities in the past few weeks for this team is a lot of give and go going into the box, going into the 18, being able to get those nice give and go, like quick touch types of passes to just as a guy's just streaking towards goal has been amazing, and has set up so many decent opportunities for this team, and we've seen a ton of incredible offense from it. So, I mean, if you can just keep getting this, if you can just, like I've been saying for weeks, if you can just keep this momentum going, just keep this train rolling. That's all you need to do.
A lot of our goals have come from organized chaos, honestly. Like they create it's true. They create the chaos, and then just they get the ball in when everybody's just running around like chickens with their heads cut off, right? So, and we've done that really all year, and that's fine. If that's your game plan and it's working, go ahead, make chaos. Actually, my brother-in-law, if he's listening right now, every time we play FIFA, that's the only way he scores. I hate him. But that's how he scores. Sometimes it works. Like, what do you want to do? Make some chaos and get the ball in there.
You know what I mean? But again, and they get real creative down in the offensive zone. They just know how to pick you apart. Like also said earlier, like Burke made that that deke, if you will. And, he caught, most of those guys just all balanced, and he just took advantage on the one-on-one. So, and like I said, you saw this past Wednesday, you saw Gazdag he got the breakaway. And then after that, it was, it was lights out soccer after that. And so, like I said, a lot of these guys are getting hot at the right time, and which is good. And like you guys alluded to earlier, and the bench contributing, an actual bench contributing, is a major plus. Major plus. Like I said, I saw a lot of guys taking hits yesterday. I saw Carranza holding his leg a few times. So I'm thinking, oh boy, I start biting my nails, and I'm thinking, nah, this cat's got to take a break. And no, that dude's a warrior. And then too, like when he did take a break, the dude's coming in there and they're playing, again. So that goes to tell you, if it's not just your starters and your bench is playing that well, it's the coaching is just it's just on point. It's just on point.
And because the same thing had happened to Corey Burke a couple of months ago, and I was like, the way he went down, it really looked like it was really bad, and he had to get pulled out. So you were like, God, I hope he's okay. Like same thing happened with Carranza. He went down and it looked ugly. It looked.
It did. He like stepped, because you can see that they hit his foot.
Yep.
And it just looked awkward. But he was fine.
Seeing him be able to get back up was a good sigh of relief that I was able to take. Because oh my goodness, that looked way nastier than it wound up being. So it's just a weird thing with MLS though. Is like a lot of stuff looks a lot uglier than it really is, and when you see it in slow motion, you're like, okay, I can understand why he would go down like that. Like holy crap,
that's just soccer though.
Yeah,
that's just soccer.
Yeah, and then to not only have the mental toughness, but the physical toughness to be like, damn, he rolled up my ankle bad. Like it's fine, let's do this. Like I still got 35 minutes to go. Let's rock. And just get up and just keep rolling, man. Like that takes some real gumption.
Very rarely do you see soccer players anywhere in the world, really, not only in the MLS, getting hit and popping right back up. Like usually they teach you, like if you feel something hitting you in your leg, go down, get the foul. Let's set up from there. Yeah. That's what they teach you, and it's fine. It's part of the game. I'm fine with it. However, there are players that don't do that. Very few and far between, but I don't know, Pat, if you know who this is, but N'Golo Kante, he's not one to go down. They tell him all the time, but he never.
Yeah, they're like, please just start doing this. He goes, he's just like, no.
Yeah, he's just a tough ass guy. Like he's like, I'm gonna get hit. I'm gonna keep going but he creates goals from it, right?
Yeah, and a lot of it, aside from just creating goals, it also creates advantage. Like the ref will give advantage, so that way, if possession is changed, they're just like, all right, nope, chill. Something happened here. We were waiting for everything to stop to reset. So like having that kind of toughness to be able to just power through it, some stuff sometimes has its advantages. Sometimes it has its drawbacks because you may not get that advantage and you end up losing possession. And like, you're like, damn, if you would have went down, they would have stopped play. We would have gotten a free kick. We could have set, and it would have been a really decent opportunity. But like I said, like being able to get advantage sometimes alone can mean all the difference, because your team will play. It's almost like getting a free play on an offsides in American football. Like you have that free play. So if you happen to gain a ton of yardage or get a score, like you just be like, screw it. We got the score. It's fine. But if something doesn't go your way, you're like, yeah, fine. Let's take that. Let's do it. It's fine. So like, it's one of those things. Like it's a very weird mentality to have sometimes, because we're like, us as Americans, we're used to seeing like people just crush each other a ton and being like, damn, the fact that he stood up after that, and then going over to a sport like soccer, like that's the issue that a lot of people have, is like, they're like, all they do is dive. Like, nah, dude, like, look, I at one point was an almost 300-pound man. Okay. If anything happens to me below the waist that is significant, you might as well kill me. Because if I can't stand and move, I'm done.
It's just like it's part of the game. Like they teach you, if you feel something, to go down, because it lets your team kind of settle. Soccer doesn't stop. Football does not stop. There is no stoppage. There is no
time doesn't stop.
There is none of that. Like it does not stop.
There's only half, and that's half and finish.
A chance to kind of set up and make a play. Like that's what they teach you. It's just part of the game. And you're right, Austin. A lot of people in the US, they just don't understand it because they're so used to watching games like football or
like American football and hockey, where these dudes are just going body to body consistently.
And even basketball is getting hated on because of people flopping now, right?
Yeah.
So
people are saying it's gone soft.
Yeah, it's part of the game, and you want to give yourself a chance to get a free throw and get some points on the board.
Yeah, drawing contact is a big thing in most sports. So like, if you can draw that contact and be able to gain some sort of a tactical advantage on your opponent via that contact, do it.
Yeah.
Well, and that, like I said, that to me has been the big success here. And like I said, whether Colorado was doing that on their own, or whether Union knew what they were dealing with, and knowing that they're going to just take liberties on a team that's going to draw bad penalties, and that's what they did, especially like I said in their own zone. And like I said, the Union took full liberty on that and just exploded on that. So this team will find your weakness and they will open that wide open, and that's what I love about this Union team. And like I said, uh, Jim Kurt's already doing his homework. He's gonna be, it's not, he's not looking to go to New York and look at sites. He's going there for one thing, business. Go in there, punch them in the mouth, and roll out. That's what he wants to do.
Defeating the Bulls.
That being said, Pat, let me ask you, and I think it's about that time. Let me hear your predictions.
I want to say a 3-1 win, Union over the Red Pink and Bulls.
That was the exact score I was going to go with, was 3-1.
Me too. Exactly that.
Wow.
I swear to you. I think
a goal by each of the front three. Carranza, Ua, Gazdag, all of them are going to score.
I know. I think
I'm feeling a Glesnes bomb coming.
Oh my god, dude! If it doesn't happen by the time this season ends, I'm going to be severely disappointed.
He hasn't had too many chances.
He really hasn't, but the few that he's had have been very close.
He hasn't needed to really.
Exactly.
6-0.
Yeah. But I feel like that's the perfect time. You're up 6-0. Let this man just rip one from like two-thirds of the way in.
God. I'll tell you right now, if he does that at home, bro, that whole stadium is like it's coming collapse. Down. It's coming down. Yeah, they're all coming down.
My thing is, I think Carranza is going to get his. I think he's going to be one of the contributors. I think I want to say Burke gets one. I think he's going to get one. I think he's going to sneak a Burke bomb.
Good old Scory Burke.
Yeah, good old Scory Burke. And I want to say
there's one before you keep going. There's one thing about Carranza that he's having a hell of a year. And his smell for goal is right there where it needs to be. However, like my one bone I got to pick with him is like he's so slow.
Yeah, sometimes he really can.
So slow. My goodness. So every time we can't counter with him because they catch up to him every time.
Listen, if the trade-off is for him to score goals compared to him being slow, I'll take the trade.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Just keep feeding him where he needs to score. That's all.
Yeah,
he's the one with the more decent vision out of the three. Gazdag's the one with the better foot. Uwa's the one with the better pace. So like each one of those three, like pick your poison on how you're going to get beaten. All three of them are going to beat you in the goal. Like in terms of scoring, they're all going to beat you. It's just how you want to get beaten at this point.
Yeah, right. So
pick your poison.
Pick your poison. So of course, the Gobbler's got to ask you guys what is going to be the meal for this game here. It's going to be a Saturday nighter. What do you guys want to eat for a matchup like this of this caliber?
You know where I'm going to be.
Oh, work, brother. Yes. I keep on forgetting it.
It's my usual Saturday night routine.
It's going to be Slim Jims and Red Bull for Austin.
Yes.
He won't. He'll say Red Bull. We hate Red Bull.
He'll be staying away from Red Bull.
I'm a Starbucks guy anyway.
A monster. Here you go.
I'm a Starbucks guy. Double shot.
Okay.
Maybe even a cold brew if I'm feeling a bit fancy.
Oh, hello. I'm super.
Dude,
but
cold brews are banging, dude.
Yeah.
I know they've become my new favorite addiction, and I love it.
Yeah. I'm going to say for me, I want to do a baked ziti kind of a deal. I'm feeling it.
Hell yeah.
I'm feeling because it's going to be I feel like there's going to be that and the Phils. There'll be that, and then the Phillies will be followed up because the Phillies are on the West Coast. So I'm definitely definitely feel the food. I'm definitely going to feel.
If Monique's been making Big City, then I'm coming over to your house for dinner. Then
I gotta keep that on the low.
Too late. You already told everyone. Now Facebook is going to come over to your place.
Yes. I pretty much told everyone all over the place. But look, man, before we roll out here again, let me tell the good people about the great sponsors here. Let me pay that bill one more time, guys. Get Austin, take it away, buddy.
All right. Well, if you guys are looking forward to seeing the Philadelphia Eagles take on Carson Wentz and the Washington Commanders on September 25th, Philly Sports Trips is your place to look into. Got a big bus trip going down there for $325. You get your lower level ticket, the bus trip down, food, drink, entertainment. Be able to take that game in with some guys here from Edge of Philly Sports, guys like Mike Lauro. A bunch of different guys are going down. It's going to be a great time. Definitely check that out. Again, it's phillysportstrips.com to check that out.
What better way than to see Wentz getting smacked up?
Oh, can't beat that. And if you're looking for workers' compensation, motor vehicle accidents, personal injury, criminal law, make sure you reach out to our guy, David R. Cherry, Esquire. Phone number is 610-565-0300. So if you're any of those things, and then Edge of Philly, here's the whole schedule for everything that we got going on with Edge of Philly, man. You guys are seeing us tonight at 9 p.m. on Thursday. Tomorrow, we got Chalk Talk at 2 p.m., the Kelly Green Hour at 6. Got the Patterson Ave Fanatics show on Saturday, the pregame and postgame for the Phillies this weekend. And then you got Pat on Saturday, and then all across all the time at 9 p.m. on Sunday. Every single day we're doing something here, guys. Edge of Philly Sports, the Painted Lines, Devereaux Sports, man. Can't stop, won't stop. This grind is real, man. This grind is so real, and we're taking this by storm.
Yeah, I mean, and like also, you just like I said, we're constantly busy. Especially, I know the three of us. If we're not doing shows, we're writing articles. We're constantly kicking butt here. So again, guys,
speaking of articles, stay tuned. I'm gonna have 2 of them coming out this week.
Wow, I told Al I'll have one out by tonight or tomorrow morning, first thing. So,
the guy who considers himself not much of a writer, spoilers. He's a bit of a writer,
dude. Same. I think this brain can think like that. But
the kid writes.
He's a writer.
What can I do? I
right.
think most of the time.
I know that pain. But guys, look, man, stay tuned, man. We're gonna be talking some Mario Kart. If you guys want to check us out on Devereaux Sports page and our Twitch page, we'll be talking some Mario Kart. So guys, check me, him, and our man Art, not the New York Art, our man Art. So Art Mannion. So guys, again, we have everything for everybody. All 4, like I said, we have, like Austin said earlier, we talk 4 for 4 for 5 straight days. We got Union Talk. We got here the Attack and Third. We got lacrosse from our boys from Canada. I mean, we got everything that you want to hear.
We got it. What's up?
What's up, dog?
Bro, it's only a matter of time before your boy starts covering some cornhole.
You're right. I know.
Anyone want to play? What's up?
I got a tournament. I got a tournament coming up, actually.
Hey, we're gonna cover that. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it. Live tweet your tournament updates, guys.
Cornhole, Hiney Hole. Bingo. Gotcha. All right, guys. Have a good time.
Yep.
And
the show's over.